Guys, welcome. So this is our natural wellness class on a Tuesday evening here in Asia. And this class is designed mainly for upgrading your lifestyle. And that can be around essential oils. It's definitely around non-toxic products. And we're open to discussing all sorts of things on here around movement, on sleep, on metabolism, lowering toxins in your life, and definitely a lot of discussion on nutrition. It's really the foundation of all of your wellness. And so tonight, really the goal of this class is to empower you for some natural solutions instead of having, like I just mentioned, run up to the pharmacy and use something which is more toxic. So we want you to walk away learning three cool things about essential oils and also how to get them into your home, but also to how to use these essential oils and natural non-toxic products as well. This is a really interactive class. So jump in anytime you like, ask any questions, unmute, scream at me, do whatever you need to do to get the message across, because I want this to be really interactive for you. And just dive in whenever you want. So the first cool thing that we learn about essential oils is that, and when we talk about essential oils tonight, we're talking about dōTERRA essential oils because they're the ones that I'm educated on, and they're the ones that I've been using for many, many years now and seeing thousands of benefits through my huge team around the world. So the first thing we want to talk about is really how safe they are. And they're 100% natural and safe. It's exactly how nature intended, and that's how we bottle it. So there's no side effects to essential oils. There is safety regulations that we want you to go through, and we want to train you really well when you start with essential oils because they're so potent. We need to make sure that you don't have any little mishaps with them. I just had one 2 seconds before getting on this call, and I have to share. So I said to Nam, I'm going to have some ginger tea because it's a little bit cold here in Hanoi. So I filled up my lovely mug and I put in ginger tea and I took a huge mouthful. And of course, the ginger's all floating on the top. I didn't stir it through because I was running to get onto the call. So all down inside my throat, it feels nice and warm now. And I'll probably never, ever, ever have another bug growing in my throat ever again. I think I just killed off everything. So they're very, very potent. And sometimes we forget, even after all these years. And so, Yuraji, nice to see you. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. So, 100%.
Hi, Raji.
100% safe. No side effects, no addictions. Our extracts of dōTERRA oils come from plants with my dogs are very active tonight with lots of amazing health benefits. Our oils are tested grade. So we test our oils, get this, 172 times our oils are tested from the seed and the soil and the water right through until it's bottled in your hand. There's 54 different classifications of tests that we do, but they're tested 172 times, which is unbelievable. Keep in mind too that from a raw botanical, like we have here, the mint on the bottom left, the raw botanical and the essential oil, once we distill the raw botanical, it's usually between 50 and 70 times more powerful than the herbs. So you can have, if you were like my grandmother, and if I have a respiratory thing when I was young, my grandmother would always say, "Here, have a cup of peppermint tea. That'll fix you," in her lovely Scottish accent. But we know if we put one drop of peppermint into a glass of hot water, it's equal to 24 cups of peppermint tea. You can never drink 24 cups of peppermint tea. You'd be running up and down to the toilet all night. But the essential oils are between 50 and 70 times more powerful than raw botanicals. So what is peppermint good for? So it's great for energizing and uplifting your energy. It's great if you have any kind of breathing issues, if you live in a polluted city. So I know Delhi is pretty polluted. It's like Hanoi. It's polluted as well. So this is a great oil to use for respiratory. It cools the body. And it's also really good for any type of head tension, headaches, pains in the body. So I know in India, this bottle comes as a 5 ml bottle. and it also comes as a 15 ml bottle. I'll show you the difference. So this is, I'll compare them side by side. So this is a 15 ml bottle, and that's a 5 ml bottle. And the difference is that 15 mils has 250 drops of oil inside, and a 5 ml has, you divide that by 3, it's about 80 drops inside. Yeah. So they're the two different bottle sizes. So only in India, you guys are really lucky. Only in India, we give you a 5 ml bottle option. It's you guys are very, very fortunate that you can purchase the smaller size as a sample just to try. So guys, that is the safety of essential oils. You'll also see here next to the word peppermint, there's an A, a T, and an I. And we're going to come back to that a little bit later. But this means basically aromatic, topically, and internally. And that's how we can use the oil. And I'll come back to that soon and show you what we can do. So can we move on to the next cool thing about essential oils? Yeah, sure. Great, let's go. So the next thing about oils that we love is that they're super, super effective. And it's really because they're so potent. And we say and we know that our essential oils are therapeutic. So they're beyond just oils for aroma. They're beyond just using them in the house just for cleaning surfaces. You can actually use them to promote immune function. You can use them for any type of, especially this one here, On Guard, as protection. I have the same oil here, On Guard, but I have it as a roll-on as well. And so the different format here is that it's a roll-on ball, and you can just roll it onto different locations on your body. So I often roll it here, which is great for hormones. Roll it on the back of your neck. I roll it on my spine and also on the bottom of my feet. So these oils are so effective because you can see here in the left-hand corner, if this is a cell in your body, if we take you back to biology, biology 101, so this is a cell in your body, essential oils can actually permeate through the cell wall because around your cell is a fatty membrane. And it's really conducive to essential oils because essential oils is an oil and it can permeate through the cell wall and work on the mitochondria, which is your energy-forming DNA inside your cells, your ATP. And the essential oil can work on the inside of your cells to give all sorts of different functions, restoring functions, renewing functions to your cells. So something like On Guard oil, this is a blend of essential oils. So there's some clove oil, there's some wild orange oil, rosemary oil, and eucalyptus. And this essential oil is really quite incredible for immune function and protecting your body. So anytime I travel, I make sure I use On Guard. Shifa, do you have On Guard at all?
Yeah, I've run out of it, but I was actually thinking the other day, I think it was the one oil that saved me when I was working so much over the summer in school.
Yeah.
Because there was like a really bad flu going around. And I was the only person that I knew that didn't get the flu during the summer. And I really think it was because I was taking a drop of On Guard every morning.
Wow.
Before I went to work.
Wow, that's amazing.
And then I ran out of it and I got sick.
Then it definitely was helping you then.
It was. I love it. It's a really good.
What about you, Megs? Do you use On Guard?
Yeah, for a sore throat pretty often.
Yeah.
With all the pollution here, it gets quite congested and, you know, you have this huge phlegm buildup.
Yeah.
So On Guard really helps to soothe. And I've used it on the kids, believe it or not. But on both my kids, actually. One of them got a ear infection. And I think Sylvia or someone said, you know, take a cotton ball, split it into two, put a drop into the ball and stick it in their ears overnight.
Yeah.
And the next day there was no throat pain in the morning. So it was quite amazing. And yeah, it's quite helpful.
Isn't it incredible? You know, you'd think the throat is here and the eardrum is here, but the bodily systems are connected, especially through all of these filtering pathways of the body, like the lymph nodes. And so it's little wonder that you put it in your ear and it removes the toxins. And there's also nerve endings here. So there's 3 nerves in your face, one to your eye, your nose, and your jaw. But also the throat is interconnected with your lymph nodes. So I also take the On Guard oil and I make up this blend here. So this has in here frankincense, there's lemon, On Guard, which we're talking about now, oregano, and melaleuca. And so this one here is incredible for, we call this the flume because it's Floom, frankincense, lemon, oregano, On Guard, and melaleuca, which is tea tree. This is incredible. You always want to have this around winter season, and you can roll this on, like I just mentioned, your spine, your throat, the back of your neck, behind your ears. With essential oils, you never want to put them into your holes, like an ear or your nose, because the tissue is just too delicate. And so we want to make sure that we protect those sensitive regions, but they're very, very effective. So that's really the second cool thing about essential oils, is that they can permeate through the cell membrane. So if you have a bacteria growing, if you went to the doctor would normally give you antibiotics. We don't do that, obviously. We want to go to the root cause. And a lot of the time, antibiotics, all they do is they cut off the signal message so that you don't feel the pain anymore, but it's actually still there. It's just that you're not feeling it anymore. We don't want that. We actually want to go to the root cause and actually destroy the virus, destroy the bacteria, and understand also why it's happening so we can prevent it from happening next time. And a lot of the time, it's lifestyle choices based on nutrition. Shifra, did you want to say something?
Yeah, it was another thing, because the taste can be quite strong if you mix it with some honey. I was putting just a drop in a little bit of honey, and it's really nice. It's very Christmassy, but it's a really nice way to mask it for like kids and things like that, because the taste can be quite bitter.
Yeah, it's a great idea. Yuraji, you could do the same. You could put a drop of On Guard into a spoon of honey, and then they just take it down. I give it to my dogs that way as well. So my dogs are very healthy and very shiny coats. So the next cool thing about essential oils is really that they're affordable. In the beginning, it may not seem that way. I know in India, we have a lot of people saying, whoa, but they're a little bit pricey. And let me just explain that. One, it's because they're so completely pure. And also, two, because we make sure that we pay the farmers what they're worth. A lot of the times in essential oil world, it's very dirty. So there's a lot of cutting corners in essential oils where they don't pay the farmers well, or they adulterate the oils at the distilling point. We don't want that. And so we make sure that our oils are completely pure. And so for that reason, they cost a little bit more. But because they are so pure and potent, you don't need to use so much. They stretch a very, very long way. So what you can do with a box of oils, 10 oils, and a really good resource book is that you can really cut out a lot of your medical costs. And you'll find, like Shifa just mentioned, that you won't be running off to the pharmacy as much. You won't be getting sick as much, because instead of waiting for your body to break down and then go to the doctor to get fixed, you're actually empowering yourself, and you're being really like focused on your health. So not actually waiting for something to break first of all. So when on this slide here, we're talking about lavender, and really dōTERRA's lavender is the gold standard of lavender. It is quite incredible. And you know, nature fluctuates. We have more rain one year, we have a dry season. And so you can imagine the raw botanical will change from year to year. dōTERRA's got lavender down to a very fine detail of only a 3% fluctuation. Now, that may not mean a lot to you, but it means that quality, and every time you open up a bottle of dōTERRA's oils, it's always going to be there will always be fluctuations in nature, but we only have a 3% fluctuation, which is quite incredible for a very natural product that is unadulterated. It's very different if you went to like a Chanel store and bought a perfume, because that's engineered and it's always going to smell exactly the same and do exactly the same thing, poison your body. But lavender oil and anything from nature will have a slight fluctuation. Maybe there'll be a slightly different color sometimes. Maybe the aroma will be slightly different. And you would have to be very, 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 very in tune with your nose and your senses to even pick it up with the 3% fluctuation. But just be aware, because they are natural, there will be slight fluctuations from time to time. So when we're talking about affordable, let's just use one example. So if you were to run to the doctor because your child has an earache, the doctor would charge you for the visit. They would charge you for the medication, which would normally be antibiotics if the child has an ear infection. And then you'd go home, and then after the dose of antibiotics, normally their gut is all screwed up, and you'd probably need to give them some probiotics to build up the microbiome in their gut again. But for essential oils, what we do is we could use, for an earache, we could use 3 oils. One would be lavender, one would be basil, and one would be tea tree. And all you do is you take the lavender oil, you put a drop on your finger, and then you rub it behind your ear. And then you wait 1 minute, and then you do the same with basil onto the ear, and then you do the same with tea tree. Now, these 3 oils, lavender oil to begin with is calming, it's soothing, and it's relaxing. And you need that first of all. It's also a natural antihistamine. The second oil, basil, is antifungal, and so is the tea tree oil. So most of the time, an ear infection is bacteria or it's fungal. So you would find that if you use those 3 oils, we're just talking about a couple of cents per drop. It's way cheaper than having to take time off work, take your child to the doctor, pay for the medical expenses and all of the medicine as well. So you can see how essential oils, once you've made the investment, it'll actually become a lot cheaper for you. Yuraji, I can see your hand. You have a question?
Yes. Sorry, I missed the part. So if you have an earache, where are you applying at the back of the ear?
Yeah, that's right. So start at the top at the back of the ear, and you'll find it's a little bit fleshy, and then run it right behind the back of the ear and even down the lymph node, because your lymph node is your drainage pathways that remove all of your toxins from your body. You also want to make sure that you're not using any kind of toxic antiperspirants or deodorants, because you want your armpit to be the release for the toxins. That's why we smell sometimes, because toxins are coming out of our bodies. Smelling is not a bad thing. So you want to make sure that behind the ear, the fleshy part of the ear, and then down your lymph nodes. Does that help? Yeah, good. Lovely. Keep the questions coming. So guys, a natural antihistamine is lavender mixed with lemon, also with peppermint. So if you're finding with the changes of seasons and also with the bombardment of pollution, so in Hanoi, Mumbai, Delhi, these cities are quite polluted, and you do find that you get a buildup of mucus. The mucus is designed to be sticky, to capture all of the toxins, and then for us to expel them from our body. So mucus is a good thing. What's uncomfortable is that drip throat, like at the back of the throat, it's dripping. So a natural histamine, a drop of lemon, a drop of peppermint, and a drop of lavender in your hands, breathe it in, and you'll find that is extremely relaxing for your respiratory and your sinuses, so your nose and your throat. You can even rub it onto your throat here. So that's the third cool thing about essential oils. So they're safe, they're effective, and they're affordable. And I'll share these slides with anybody too. If you want them, just let me know at the end so that you can go through these again. Now, let's move into the 3 ways to use essential oils. And we want to break this down so it's really simple for you. So the first way to use oils is aromatically. And you can do this with a diffuser. So I've got a diagram of my favorite diffuser. This one fits into a car cup holder. It's rechargeable, and you can just plug it into your little USB. I have it sitting on my desk, and it goes for about 8 hours. Hi, Crystal. Thanks for joining.
Hi.
Are you still up in Pi?
No, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Where?
I'm driving the bike back home. I'm in Bangkok.
You're back in
going
Bangkok.
back home now.
Lovely. I'm glad you're home safely.
Thank you.
But this is how we can do dōTERRA, even on a bicycle on the streets in Bangkok.
Oh, yeah, I just had a childbirth class and I was diffusing. And the mom from the pregnant mother is actually a wellness advocate in the US also.
Ah,
So,
lovely. I'm glad you made it here. So we're just up to aromatically. So you can put a drop of essential oil into your hand. You can rub your hands together. You can cup them over your nose and mouth, and then you just breathe in. And the way that I recommend breathing is to breathe in for 4, hold for 2, and then breathe out for 6. And the reason you breathe out for 6 is because that extends the out breath and it slows down your thinking. It engages the parasympathetic nervous system, and it really helps to relax you and kind of like switch your brain off. So aromatically is the first way that we use essential oils, and you can diffuse them or you can drop them into your hand. Dropping them onto your hand is great because the derma in your skin is quite thick. And so you don't actually need to dilute the oil when you're using it aromatically. So any questions about aromatic use? Are we good? Iraji, do you have another question, or is your hand okay? I don't want your hand to get tired.
No. I will put it down. I still have to buy a diffuser. I haven't got there yet, but eventually I will.
Yeah, actually, it's a really good point because all diffusers are not the same. And I never knew this before being re-educated into, the better way of doing things. There's a lot of diffusers that actually heat up the oil, and we don't want that because when you heat up the oil, you actually destroy the therapeutic properties. So what we want to do, and I think really only dōTERRA diffusers do this, they have a sonic vibration inside, and that vibrates at a certain frequency, and it separates the oil and separates the water into tiny microscopic particles. And you may be thinking, wow, okay, geeking out over a diffuser, calm down, Pete. But really, it's super important because as you're sleeping at nighttime and the diffuser's next to your bed, you want to breathe in those really microscopic particles. And as you breathe them into your lungs, it's calming you down and soothing you. So it's not just making the room smell good, you're actually breathing it into your lungs. And this is why you don't want to use an essential oil that is adulterated with chemicals, because it defeats the whole purpose of wanting to use essential oils. And before I started with dōTERRA, I thought all essential oils were the same, and they're just not. Like 95% of essential oils sold in the world, 95% are adulterated. And that freaks me out so much because generally people turn to essential oils because they want to try something natural in their home. But unfortunately, you've got to be a real conscious consumer to make sure that you're getting a product which is actually clean. That's why I choose only dōTERRA, because on the bottom of every bottle, there's a number. I don't know whether you've seen, but there's a number on the bottom of every bottle that actually allows you to do a search to see where the oil comes from. There's also an expiry date of 5 years. So that's why they're just so transparent. That's why I trust them. So aromatically, it's great to cleanse the air in the room. You can have an 80-meter room, and if you diffuse for 20 minutes, you will purify the air in that room just by using a diffuser. So diffusing also uplifts the mood in the room, either by putting it on your hand. If you've ever tried wild orange, it's an incredible oil for uplifting the mood. Hey, Megs, you've got a question?
Since we were talking about diffusers, I want to add, I was being really stingy with this, and I tried to buy several diffusers from Amazon. Trust me, they do not work.
Yeah.
Only when I bought the dōTERRA diffusers, they actually worked. And not only that, it lifted the whole room up. Amazon diffusers conked off in 2 days. Maybe excess water, less water. So I suggest, I think someone asked on the chat, recommend some diffusers. Amazon, trust me, I tried. I was being really stingy. I thought the dōTERRA diffusers were expensive. Amazon was barely a little bit of a price difference, but they all count off on me. They give up. So
Meg,
I would
such
any
great
day
advice.
suggest buy the dōTERRA diffusers.
Yes, such great advice. Uraji, don't be cheap and invest because also the diffuser from dōTERRA has a really good warranty for 1 year. And I always think also to don't buy your oils on Amazon, because what happens, it's really easy for them to undo the cap, pour half the bottle out, fill it up with something else and recap it with a new cap, and you have no idea what's inside. So you can only guarantee your oils from the source and from dōTERRA. So you heard it from Megs. Don't be cheap, guys. Invest in a good diffuser. You'll be really thankful too. If you're investing in good oils, also invest in a really good diffuser. Good advice, Megs. Tahira, you have I see your hand up. Sorry, I caught you just as you took a mouthful.
Yeah, sorry, it's my dinner time. It's been a very rat race kind of day, but a fun one. But just to add on to what Meg said, I could smell the difference when I see a lot of diffusers for sale, and there is some clients of mine that have diffusers that they bought from the mall, and I could smell the difference between how my diffuser has very rich aromatic oils in the air for like just 5 seconds of diffusing to somebody who's had a diffuser going on like, you know, for half an hour, and you can actually smell that it's water vapor that's coming out from it or something else that's not really the oil. So I don't really know the science behind the diffuser, but from my side, I saved up for a few months to get a right diffuser, and I love the Pebble diffuser from dōTERRA. It's a little bit heavy, but it's so pretty, and I feel that the impact of the scent within a space it happens very quickly since the time of my diffusing. So just to add that.
Thank you for that share. It's a great share because sometimes people just don't know the difference between, you know, the quality. And I found, you know, I've been in dōTERRA for many years now. There's never been a time where they cut on quality. And it can be the simplest thing from like a little bag to, you know, a water bottle. Everything is just high quality. So I always think I'd rather go without something than have something which is, you know, subpar. And so I'd rather save up for it and get something that's going to last and also that's going to work. So that's aromatically. The next thing we're going to talk about is topically. And we all know this because, you know, a lot of us, well, I think all of us here, we live in Asia and we are in the land of massage and we love that. And especially in India, lots of Ayurvedic treatments. So topically is really the application of oil onto your body for localized benefits, but also too, we talk about dilution. And dilution doesn't mean diluting the potency of the oil and how effective it is. Dilution actually means giving a larger surface area to dilute sensitivity. So a lot of the time when we talk about essential oils, we talk about how sensitive the oils are and whether we can use them on the skin neat or whether we need to dilute them. I would always recommend the very first time you use any essential oil on your body, dilute it and dilute it at a ratio of 5:1. Yeah. So 1 drop of essential oil and 5 drops of coconut oil. And that'll give you a very safe formula for using the oil on your skin the first time. I think my internet's a little bit choppy. Did we miss anything there?
My internet's really bad as well, Pete, and I'm just down the street, so it's all good.
I think Tahira is sucking it all up. She's around the corner as well.
Fine, you're fine.
Yeah. Megs are okay. Uraji, are we okay with the connection? Good. Okay. If I need to repeat anything, just let me know. So topically just means we apply the oil onto the skin and you want to dilute that as well with coconut oil. And coconut oil is fabulous for any kind of skin. Mark, I know that you went coconut oil shopping yesterday and Mark was Mark's from the Philippines, but he's in Hanoi at the moment. And he's finding it very cold in Hanoi and very dry, and his skin was drying out. And so I just recommend getting some coconut oil, and it's fabulous for, you know, you don't want to go to the pharmacy and get some of those horrible creams because you don't know what's inside them. So with coconut oil, you can then add your essential oil to the coconut oil. I would always recommend fractionated coconut oil. Fractionated means that we've taken out the fat, so there's no smell of coconut. And also too, the molecules are much, much finer, so they absorb into your derma, into your skin a lot faster. So guys, that is the topical use of essential oils. And there's one more. The last one is internal. This is very unique to doTERRA. Now, I wouldn't recommend doing this with any other essential oils because they're just not pure enough. doTERRA's oils are, again, therapeutic. So you can put them into a glass of water. So this is 500 mils. And I put in here my oil of choice at the moment. Did I bring it? I did. This is my oil of choice at the moment, is MetaPower. And MetaPower is a metabolic blend. And this is a blend of grapefruit. It's also lemon and peppermint and cinnamon. And this actually helps to stop any kind of sugar cravings or hunger cravings. So if you're the type of person in the afternoon where your sugar drops and or you eat something and your insulin spikes, this is a really fabulous oil. All I do in this bottle here is I drop in 2 drops here. This is stainless steel. So you always want to make sure that the reservoir or the bottle is either glass or stainless steel, no plastic. It can be ceramic as well, but just no plastic because the oil will leach all the chemicals out of the plastic. So I love the MetaPower oil in my water. You can also use veggie capsules. And you can see here, there's a diagram. These are veggie capsules. And we sell them in doTERRA. They're very cheap. They're $4 US. And there's 160 of these capsules in, and all you do is open them up, put the oil inside, close them, and you can swallow them down. These are great for people that don't like the flavor of essential oils, and you want to actually target your gut if you've got some kind of bacterial growth, or if you want to get them deep down into your GI tract. And you can also, what a lot of us do is open up your mouth, look in the mirror, and just drop the oils under your tongue. And this is called sublingually. And it's one of the best ways to actually to actually absorb the oil very quickly into your body. And what I do every day is I use frankincense oil, and then I also use copaiba oil. I use those 2 oils every single day. So frankincense is incredible for the skin. And Uraji, I know that you just bought some frankincense here. So I would recommend this way, like for your skin, also for calming your mind, any kind of anxious feelings. Copaiba oil, I have it here. I know this is a favorite to many, many, many of you. So this is copaiba. This comes from the Amazon. It's a beautiful oil. This is a single oil, a single origin. So every morning I open up my mouth, look in the mirror. I just drop 2 drops under my tongue of this one. Copaiba works on your nervous system, so calming your mind. It also works on inflammation in your body. That's why it's incredible for your skin, and it's incredible for before you go to bed at night. Exactly. So what Megs is saying there. So frankincense and copaiba for the skin. You can use your moisturizer. So put your moisturizer in your hand. You want to make sure that the moisturizer is also non-toxic, because what you put on your skin matters. If you can't eat your skincare, don't use it, because your skincare absorbs through and into your body. So your skin is eating your skincare. So if you can't actually eat your skincare, your skin lotion, don't put it on your skin. Okay, so you want to take your skin lotion, put a drop of frankincense and put a drop of copaiba, put it on your skin. Copaiba is going to really help to nourish your skin really quite deeply and calm any imperfections. Frankincense is what we call a restoring oil. So it restores your skin at a cellular level. It's great for psoriasis. It's great for eczema. It's great for dermatitis, any of these skin issues. And it's really the reason I started with doTERRA many, many years ago. I started because I had eczema and I really wanted to find the root cause of my eczema. So frankincense, everybody needs frankincense in their home. You'll use it for so many different things. So internally, you can put oils in your water. You can cook with them. I'm forever cooking with my essential oils. Megs, do you cook with your oils? Have you branched out?
I used oregano
Yeah.
and I used cinnamon. My daughter used some cinnamon oil in her pancake batter,
Ooh,
and
nice.
we soaked some chicken breasts in a marinade, which required cinnamon. So instead of cinnamon powder, we used the cinnamon oil. It just needed a drop, and it did the job. So yeah, these three things I've used, and of course in my tea, there's peppermint sometimes wild orange, sometimes lemon. All of these seem to work.
Yeah.
And because we were talking about the skin, I just want to add, I was on the strongest medication back a while back for adult acne that was breaking out. doTERRA oils have helped me wean off all that medication. I was on isotretinoin, which was drying up my liver, and my skin was getting dry and flaky. And I've grown up having wonderful skin, which got destroyed as I got older because of adult acne, and these were leaving marks. So tea tree in everything skincare, and just dabbing the acne with it as well. And like you said, Frank and Copaiba helped reduce the inflammation on my skin. And not only that, the best oil has been yarrow palm for skin texture, because in the morning I wake up with a supple skin texture. At 37, my skin was kind of degenerating, but yarrow's done the job. It's been a great antioxidant, a great a collagen booster. So that's amazing. That's been amazing for my skin. So I just wanted to share that. And yes, for cooking, cinnamon so far. I've used turmeric. I've used what was the other one? I've used oregano.
And fabulous. These are such great shares. I love hearing everyone's stories, because you can start in doTERRA, but what the amazing thing is that you make it your story, because you've got your health journey and your goals that you want to achieve. And so all you need is a set of oils, a really good resource book, a good community like this, and you're on your journey. And what happens is that you get so many ahas with your health that you start to lean into other aspects of your life, like all the other toxins in your home. So for me, Yuraji, with my skin, it wasn't really anything that I was eating or really doing wrong. It was actually what I was cleaning my house and my clothes with. And so in Asia, we walk around the house barefoot a lot. And so your feet are really porous. And so I was cleaning the house with toxins and just wasn't really thinking of it. This was a long time ago. And so what was happening, I was absorbing the toxins through my feet, but also too, I was washing my clothing with really quite toxic washing liquids. So it wasn't me, it was my helper. And so she would just choose the cheapest thing from the shop because it smelled great and synthetic. But what I wasn't really thinking about, my skin is the largest organ in the body. You wear clothes all day that have been washed in something toxic. Your skin is absorbing that from, if you can smell the perfume in your clothing, it's going into your skin. I didn't think about that. It just wasn't something that I thought about. I was also washing my hair with something toxic, just like Dove or something generic, as a boy would do. I've got short hair, I didn't worry about it. But all of that seeps into your blood system. So when we talk about skin, I just want you to think about, there's only 20% of the skin that we can see. Everything else to do with the skin, which is 80%, which is, if you think of an iceberg, you can see 20% above the water, 80% is underneath that you don't see. That is your gut. If you truly, truly want to fix your skin, you really need to focus on your gut. And what that means is digestive enzymes. It also means probiotics, because we really need a very diverse, healthy microbiome so that it can fight off any kind of bacterial infection that comes along. So all of the inputs that we talk about with doTERRA, we want to have healthy inputs of nutrition. So the biggest change in my skin came from using incredible supplements from doTERRA, so nutritional supplements. So I was eating really well. I've owned organic restaurants for 20 years. We had our own farm. I ate well, but there was always a nutritional gap. because the soil's depleted, because the seeds were not right, because the rain is toxic. So there's always going to be a gap in your nutrition. And the way that you top up that gap is to use some really good supplements. And I'll show those to you in a minute. So for me, what fixed my skin was removing all the toxins in my home. My dogs also were better because they run around on the floor and they weren't absorbing all the toxins through their feet. So if you have skin issues, start looking at all of the cleaning products you use in your home. And they normally lurk in your bathroom and under your kitchen sink and in your laundry. That's normally where we have all the poison in our home. Now, I'll come to you in a minute to hear it. So what happens is that we can't control the toxins in our environment outside of our home, but we certainly can control what we bring into our home. Now, it may seem really daunting in the beginning to ditch and switch everything that's in our home, but if you are conscious about it and you commit to it, if you are serious about fixing your skin, fixing your eczema, fixing your energy, you would look at everything in your home, start reading the ingredients on the back of every bottle. If it says use gloves when cleaning with this product, get rid of it. It's poison. So it's impacting your health. Generally, what happens when you clean your home is actually more toxic than what it was before you started. It's definitely more toxic than the air outside. So it's just something to think about. So my skin really improved once I started working on my gut health. Tahira, for you.
Yeah, thank you so much for all that information, Pete.
Yeah.
If we can go back to the topical slide, there is a question I have and also a comment that I can share.
Sure.
When you're using it topically, dōTERRA gives you the option to use it with a unscented cream that allows you to mix in the essential oils with the cream so that you can use it on your body, right? Now you gave like a 5-to-1 ratio for the coconut oil with the essential oil. Would that ratio be the same for the cream that we have?
Yeah, I would say generally you're going to use more cream on your body than say a coconut oil. And so with a lotion, you would tend to do your arms or do your legs. If you're just going to do a small part of your body, say you're just going to do your hands with the lotion, you'd probably want to use about a tablespoon full, which would equate to about the same as the coconut oil consistency. So if you were to use a tablespoon or a large like dollop like this, that would work out about 1-to-5 ratio, the same as like the coconut oil. Does that help?
Okay. Yeah, it does. Thank you so much. And the share I would have is that on a topical basis too, I started using Serenity essential oil and lavender essential oil as as an after oil on my hair. I was initially not into the idea of it because I've used oil on my hair before and it tends to make things really greasy and dirty. But I love the Serenity essential oil topically on my hair. It doesn't have that greasiness to it. It creates like a sense of gloss and a shine. And so that was a new recent discovery that I've had of the topical use of essential oils on your hair.
It's fabulous. It's so great for you, especially if you're in a drier environment. Here in Hanoi, we go through very humid, and it seems just overnight in November it goes completely dry and we shrivel up like a little prune. And so we need to make sure that we are putting the oils on our body to stay nourished, and that includes hair. And if you're living in a polluted city, always, 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 it's your hair, skin, nails that actually get impacted last, because your nutrients are sent to your vital organs first. And so really make sure that, self-care, nourish your hair, your skin, your nails. Guys, we've got 10 minutes, so I just want to keep moving through. So we had topical, we had internal. So the 3 ways to use essential oils: aromatically, topically, and internally. I want to move into with just a few different oils and sample them. We've already spoken about lavender. If there's an oil that you want to talk about, just let me know. So lemon oil is a wonderful oil for just basically internal detoxing. So you can use it to clean surfaces, but you can also use it to clean internally as well. And that could be by putting a drop in water and drinking it down. It's a great way to start the day. It can also be used to, put in a spray bottle and clean countertops. So lemon oil is not the actual juice of the lemon. We actually distill it from the rind of the lemon. So there's actually no harsh kind of, what's the word? Like acids that is going to take away the enamel on your teeth. There's none of that at all. And it's super refreshing. Any of our citrus oils are really uplifting in energy. You want to make sure, though, that you don't use any citrus and go outside into the sunshine for a period of 7 hours. There's a window there of 7 hours because all citrus oils are photosensitive. And so they can make your skin go darker or they can make it go lighter. So peppermint oil we've touched on peppermint, great for energy. I use peppermint a lot in the gym. Shifa, do you use peppermint at all for energy?
Yeah, I commented above, but I use it. I have been taking it the last couple of days just before the gym.
Yeah.
And sometimes I find if I'm between clients and I start to get kind of tired, I'll just kind of inhale, put some on my palm and inhale it, and it always helps kind of get me through.
Yeah, it's a fabulous oil, peppermint.
And it's also so good when you diffuse it. Oh my. It's so I didn't really diffuse it that much. I only ever took it internally, and then I started diffusing it over TET, and I was like, oh, I have been missing out.
And peppermint and wild orange is a beautiful combination first thing in the morning. And wild orange is like a nice hug. Tea tree is great for fingernails because it's antifungal, antibacterial. If you ever go to the nail salon in Asia, take tea tree. It's going to be your best friend. You want to make sure that you don't take anything else home from the nail salon that you weren't counting on. And so it's great for diffusing to clear the air. It's really great for cleaning as well. So tea tree, it's definitely one that you want in your top 10 oils. Oregano, we've mentioned quite a lot. Great, powerful oil. You don't want to put this on your skin direct. It's a very potent oil. You want to make sure you dilute this one. And it's a tirhira. I keep coming back to your story of oregano on your eye. Do you want to talk about that one quickly and share? Because it's such a great share.
Yeah, I had a skin tag on my eye, and I literally just woke up one day and was like, what is this? And my initial instinct would have been to just call the dermatologist. But after all these great things I've heard about oregano, I decided to give it a try. So I did the wrong thing that you shouldn't do, but it did actually work. I took a cotton swab and I put oregano on the cotton swab and put it directly on my eye, on the skin tag. And my eye just started watering. And when I removed the cotton tag, it was like a little bit of like a burn on my skin. And then after 2 days, the skin tag shriveled up and then just pulled off. And then after that, like a day after that, the skin on top of that just went crusty, and then the scab came off, and now it's as if it's not even been there. It's been an awesome experience with the oregano. I don't have any evidence of it anymore.
It's quite incredible, because if you went to a skin specialist, they would probably burn it off or they would cut it out. And it's incredible what we can do with our essential oils just with a little bit of knowledge. So please make sure that you are careful with oregano. You will only burn yourself once with oregano, and then we all learn. And we've all done it. We all will do it. So oregano, yes, very good for skin tags. Frankincense, we've mentioned about frankincense, but it's an incredible oil that you do want to have in your top 10 oils. If there's only one oil that you can have, it's probably this one, frankincense. And again, we're talking dōTERRA frankincense because we want to make sure that it's ethically sourced to begin with, that the farmers are paid well, but also our frankincense is a combination of 4 different species, which means that it's then a very balanced blend of frankincense, quite powerful, great for skin. You can massage it into the bottoms of your feet. I rather put it directly in my mouth because I love the flavor of frankincense. I find it's very spiritual. I just love this oil. And so there's some other oils. Breathe is a great blend for respiratory. You can see here the combination of oils here, Ravensara, lemon, cardamom, peppermint, tea tree. Very great for respiratory, for sinus. You don't want to take this one internally. It's recommended aromatically and topically. Great if you live in polluted cities. Great if you're still wearing a mask and you can put a drop of this inside your mask and wear that one and breathe that one in. Deep Blue is a great oil that comes in a few different formats. I've always got it on me. Deep Blue is a great oil for after a hard day standing on your feet, after a hard workout. It also comes as this stick, and I'm obsessed with this one. Shifra, I know you are too, yeah? It's just awesome. Don't mistake it for your deodorant because you'll never do it ever again. So it's a roll up and it's a little bit, I can smell it all the way over there. It's an analgesic. So it's a mix between Deep Blue oil, and you can see the bottom left-hand corner, all of the different oils that make up this blend. So wintergreen camphor, peppermint ylang ylang, helichrysum, blue tansy, blue chamomile, osmanthus. So it's a beautiful blend that is going to calm, soothe, and take away pain from your muscles. And when you mix copaiba oil with Deep Blue, which this one does here, it's got a blend there, it actually helps the copaiba pulls the Deep Blue oil blend deeper into the muscles to remove inflammation. Incredible oil. I put it on every morning when I wake up as I do my yoga, just to warm up my muscles as well. So beautiful blend. Digest-Zen is, Megs, please talk about Digest-Zen. This is the oil for India. I know it is.
Yeah, we go through several bottles of Digest-Zen in a month. Generally, I mean, not only just at home, a lot of my friends, family, they all come to me for Digest-Zen, and they're hooked to dōTERRA products because of Digest-Zen in India, because our food here in India is quite heavy in its general sense. And we in India, we love to eat a lot of spicy food. We eat a lot of fried food. We eat dairy, sugar, all of it. So it really does help to just pop a few drops of Digest-Zen and not take a medicine for it. In India, people are very addicted to gastric medication. Yeah. And I have been fortunate enough to help people switch. Whoever in my environment, have been able to help them switch from popping a pan pot tea every time they eat to just taking a Digest-Zen. And I'm like, you can take it up to 8 times a day and it's totally fine to do that. Not only that, there are sometimes, if any of you have children here, they always make these excuses that they don't want to go to school because their tummy is aching or something or the other is happening. So we know that Digest-Zen really calms down that tummy. Yeah. So you can just rub it, you can dilute it. If they're really small kids, I suggest diluting it with a little bit of fractionated coconut oil or any lotion that they use and rub it around their navel area. And if they're older, just rub it directly, also add it to their water. It works beautifully. My daughter's, just about getting, she's just started developing and she starts getting cramps occasionally. So that helps her with that as well. So Digest-Zen, for, I don't know how many of you are from India over here, this is our go-to oil in India. It's the only thing that's helping us over here sustain the market.
Such great advice. I know when I was in India last, I made sure that before every meal, I put 2 drops of Digest-Zen into my mouth, just directly under my tongue. And I put 1 drop in my belly button just for stealth, just in case. It also comes as a rollerball. So I have this sitting here. This is on my desk. This is my little rollerball stand. And then this one just sits there all the time. I just roll it on all the time. It's just great protection. Digest-Zen is also really great for motion sickness. So if you have little ones or big ones that get motion sickness, this is incredible for preventing motion sickness. It's such an incredible oil. So On Guard, we've spoken about. And then lastly, I just want to talk about how you can really empower yourself. You've got this amazing community that we have. We are in my team's in 33 countries around the world, but our bigger team, and we fit into a team called TEAM ŌYL, Own Your Life, we actually are in 56 countries around the world. We're the most international team in dōTERRA. So that means there's always somebody online who can support you and help you, but with some really good reference books. And I have that exact same one here. So this one is a brilliant book. It's quite a big coffee table book as a reference book. And so by having a community, by having a box of oils and a reference book, you can really proactively treat your family's health concerns and your own health concerns without having to run away to get something from the pharmacy or run to the doctor, where they're really just putting a Band-Aid on the issue. So that's where I want to stop this class at the moment, and I'll stop the share. And I'm open to any questions that anybody has. I'm just conscious of the time for everybody as well. If anybody needs to run, I understand. But if anyone's got some questions, I'd love to help you out. Yuraji, did you have anything else that you wanted me to talk about? I know that you've just started with your protocols, and I'm really excited for you.
I'm also very excited getting there. I've just put some things that we noticed. I put Digest Zen because Krishnavi was complaining of stomach ache on and off. She's always complaining. So I'll just take a note and we put that on the cart.
Great.
And when we met last year, remember I was telling you that I've always had acne and there are good and bad days. So frankincense is already that I'm using. So good to know that the Copieba and if I'm saying that, and yarrow, the pomegranate one is good to help with repair. So I would try and see if that works. Other than that, I think I will try the diffusing. I was a little reluctant to start. I thought, what a waste to diffuse it, rather use it and put it in your skin.
I'm wasting it in the air. But you know what happens though? It really uplifts your mood. So
no, I'm sure it does. Sure it does. I need to get the orange oil to uplift the mood. None of the oils that.
It's like a warm hug.
Yeah, I'll do that. I got to rush now. Got to
Sorry,
pick up Haripriya.
Raji, are you from India?
Yes, I am right now in Gurgaon.
Are you from India?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I felt very stingy with diffusing as well. So I very selectively choose the ones. So if you're on your LRP, the ones that you get free, diffuse those because you won't feel so bad after all. But the peppermint and wild orange is great to uplift your room aroma. And for your acne, it's the tea tree that you want to apply to your moisturizer too. And there's a beautiful dōTERRA face wash. I trust me, I burst into acne every few weeks. The peppermint and tea tree face wash from dōTERRA is what I'm using right now. Yarrow palm, on the other hand, is a heavy oil. Okay. So you might want to try it first because, if in the summer in Gurgaon it gets hot, it may not suit your skin.
I have oily skin.
So then you're good with tea tree and Franken Copaiba as a combination, which you use to your daily serums or creams or whatever. Yarrow is beautiful as an antioxidant and a collagen booster, but you have to see if it works because it's heavy. But the next morning you feel like you have, youthful skin, but you have to see if it works for you. But definitely do the tea tree on the acne.
More coming back. The tea tree I'm already using the tea tree. I'm still yet to feel the fact that it will dry quickly or not. I haven't yet felt. Frankincense, yes, I do feel I got a very bad burn, which I'm trying to, on my thumb, which I'm trying to put, Stefra had told me to put frankincense with lavender without diluting it.
Absolutely. So lavender will calm and soothe, and you can continue that for quite some time. And the frankincense will do the restoring at a cellular level. There's another oil. I don't know whether you have this one, Megs, but helichrysum.
We do.
Okay.
We do. I'm trying to save points for that.
Helichrysum is an incredible oil. We call it liquid stitches. So anytime you have scars, burns, even after cesarean births, like the sensitive nature of the skin and also the stitches, this is an incredible oil just for mending. So it's great for skin as well. It's not for internal use. Topical use is great. So helichrysum is an incredible. It only comes as 5 ml bottles. It's not the cheapest oil, but you won't use a lot of it. One bottle, it'll last a very, very long time. And I've been using it on old acne scars around here. You know, I'm 52 now, and I was sick of my acne scars. So I had acne when I was young. And just around here, using frankincense in my moisturizer has definitely made a lot of my acne scars fade over time. It takes time. You know, my skin is 52. They've been there for a long time. But I've seen my skin has never been better as a 52-year-old. It's better than what it was when I was 25 or when I was 30. And so I work it though. I work it. I take collagen. I work on my gut health. So if you want good skin, it's got to come from within. So the skin on the outside is already dead. So we've got to work it from the inside. You can nourish your skin from the outside, but we really want to work it from a cellular level where the skin is born. Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm conscious of all of your time. I thoroughly enjoyed tonight. Is there anything left that we need to discuss before we run? Are we all good?
I just wanted to say thank you, Raji, for joining. It was lovely to see you on the call.
That's so nice. So nice. So Shifa and I chatted with you, Raji, quite some time ago last year. And what I love about dōTERRA is that you step in when you're ready. And so Raji chose the time that was right for her, and she stepped in. And always know, this is for everybody here, you're always supported. So reach out to the person that started you. If you haven't started yet and you're interested in starting, reach out to the person who invited you here and find out the best way for you to start. You can start as little or as big as you want to start. If you're interested in doing what I do, and there's a couple of people on this call who started as customers and decided that they love this so much and went more into sharing the oils, there's ways that we can do this as well. So guys, reach out to the person that invited you. It's so nice to see you all here. And I look forward to seeing you all soon. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Pete. Thank you so much. I'll see you next Tuesday.
Wonderful, wonderful. Bye,
Bye, Pete. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you. Bye. Thank you, guys.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.